it just like fell over while it was on display and crushed him.
Oh, jeez.
Crushed him like a worm.
A what?
It bit a worm.
Welcome to Talk About Scary, the show where we do just that. I'm Adam, and with me is Clay, like always. Refreshing. What are you drinking
I have
today?
this, it's this spiced pineapple probiotic fruit soda. I don't recommend it.
You got it at Target, didn't you?
I don't know. The secret nature of fruit.
Oh, yeah, I had one of those. There were
I think I got it from Fry's.
Nope.
But I don't know what it's spiced with.
no bueno.
Cayenne?
Ugh. Tastes like that Mexican candy I don't like.
Let me go grab my sombrero.
My girlfriend, to all of our new viewers. That's right, I have a girlfriend now. No longer a wife, I have a girlfriend. Her name is Shalina. And Shalina took me to Winco.
What?
Right, I know, I didn't want to tell everybody it's my personal life, but she took me to Winco the other day, or I took her to Winco for the first time, and they had a whole candy aisle, and one of them was these Mexican flavored candies that were watermelon gummies, and they were doused in something that looked like tahini, but it was called, what was it called? Chamoy. And chamoy is a...
Ay caramba.
Ay caramba.
Mi amor.
Chamoy was
Burrito.
was muy caliente. So it was sweet and spicy and salty all at once. They're addictive, but not delicious.
No hablo español.
Yeah.
That was just such a long pause. I was waiting for you to make a comment. You know, I want to start the episode, but I do have to say, I don't have anything against Winco, but I've only been there like a couple of times. I'm pretty sure me and you went once. We were like stocking up for like craft services for a film.
No, we've never been to Winco together. It's my only time I've ever gone to Winco. Walmart, maybe.
Okay, well, we went somewhere. Okay, I don't know. I thought it was Winco. Maybe it was, Walmart or something like that.
Something like that. It wasn't Winco.
Okay. Yeah,
Smart
I've only
Final,
been there
maybe?
a couple of times myself. But the thing I don't like about Winco is how they have it set up to where, like, it's kind of like IKEA. You have to, like, follow a certain path, and I think that that's weird.
Yeah, I didn't dig that either, and I think Shalina actually mentioned something about she didn't like the setup, but, like...
It's just weird that they make you do that. Like, I just want to be able to, like, look more and, oh no, I forgot to get something, but it's weird if I go back because everyone's coming down this racetrack, which leads me into our topic.
Oh, snap. Now, I have a lot of folks coming home at the same time, which is usually very convenient, but right now it's not, so we're going to shut the door to my room, because I no longer have a studio now. To all of the viewers and listeners, or whatever, these are listeners, these folks at home, I now have...
Pigs.
I now have
They're pigs.
My kids living with me. All of my children's
Pigs.
and my granddaughter, and they live with me. So I've relinquished my studio to one of my lovely children, Piper, who is living.
Pigs.
No, children, and
No. I'm saying, I don't even know. I said pigs like 8 times. Whoever was just audience members, you can just, whatever you feel like digesting from the last 30 seconds, that's cool. I said pigs like 8 times while Adam was talking, and I made pig noises, and I don't think he noticed.
No, I noticed.
But
I'm ignoring them because they're lovely children, and yes, they're a little messy if that's what you're getting at.
But I wasn't referring to your children. It was something that you said at the beginning, but I've forgotten at this point, so...
Good. Anyway, so I've linked. So now...
Anyway, that racetrack...
Let's get to it. So today we're talking about James, the infamous Porsche, James Dean's cursed Porsche, the 1955 Porsche 550 Spyder, also known as Little Bastard. There you go.
That's the the topic of the day. And James Dean his career was an actor, and he did some racing, actually. And his life and career were both. Because if you are dead, your career and your life are both cut. They were both cut short on September 30th, 1955, when he was involved in a collision on the way to, get this, a race.
Damn, son.
And yeah, he was killed instantly, but his car would go on to cause more trouble.
Oh, boy.
Lots and lots of trouble. Actually, I don't feel like it really caused that much trouble. It's more like a urban legend, which seems to kind of be the theme of this season, is urban legends and what ifs and would-be's and things that maybe happened and maybe didn't. And I don't know what this accent is, but I'm liking it. I'm liking it a lot.
Yeah.
You don't sound like you like it.
I like it a lot. I do like it a lot.
I'm gonna go back to my spiced pineapple.
It's definitely it's definitely lived on in infamy, this Porsche. By the way, not this at all. Mine wasn't nearly as cool as this, but I did own a 1968 Porsche 912, and 2 months after having it, I waited for this car my entire life, and I got into a debilitating car accident where a truck hit me at 75 miles an hour at a stoplight and crushed the Porsche that looked pretty much
everything but you.
Me too, actually, and it looked a lot like this accident, except it tore off a half of my car, half the Porsche, and the engine was on my back, and I had a really hard time walking for about 6 months. I still have really bad back pain to this day, as Clay will attest, in all of our shoots.
Is this why you're short?
That's why I'm short. It's why in our shoots I started limping and doing that weird waddle, is because my back just never... It happened when I was in my 20s, and now here I am, and it's
maybe
still...
people should stop getting Porsches. Like, it just sounds like maybe like
I'm probably going to buy
James
another one
Dean's
sometime in the near future, to be quite honest.
Porsche isn't cursed, it's just Porsches are cursed.
Maybe.
But get this.
Okay.
Alec Guinness, the actor,
Yes.
Obi-Wan Kenobi,
The British
he
actor.
actually stated that the car looked sinister when James Dean got it, and that it seemed hungry and felt a little ill-tempered. And he heard himself saying, "Please, never get in it. If you get in that car, you're going to be dead by this time next week."
But and I'll do a Dateline impersonation right here for you.
go ahead.
Normally when someone tells you not to get in a car because you could be dead, you wouldn't do it. But that's not what he did, is it?
Well, if I told you, you know what, Adam? I don't think you should get in your car tomorrow. Your car looks ominous and ill-tempered. And if you get in it, you're going to be dead.
And
You're not going to listen to me.
in my Keith Morrison voice, I'd say, "Oh, really?
That's foolish.
Interesting."
That's foolish.
Clay told Adam not to get in the car, but he did anyway.
Yeah. Well, we're not actually talking about the death. We're talking about the car. So who cares about the person? James Dean fans,
I care
move
about...
along. Get out.
I care.
Get out of here.
Get out of here.
Go. Get out. I don't care. Get out. Are you gone?
So,
I don't know what's with my accents today.
it's okay. They're not great, but they are what they are.
Well, I'm not even trying. It's just happening. It's like some kind of telekinetic being is reaching into my soul. Anyway, not really, but
So
let's talk about George Barris. Oh, were you gonna say something?
yeah, go ahead. I was gonna say, so Dean died in a car accident. What happened at the car accident? Do you know? Exactly.
He died.
He died. Okay. So he
Honestly, I didn't have a whole lot more details. I know that the car was like totaled. I'm actually looking at a picture of it right now, and it's like, holy crap! The guy I was just talking about, George Barris, he's a renowned Hollywood custom car designer. He actually was responsible for the original Batmobile and the Munster's hearse, which that's kind of cool. But he lent what was left of the mangled car frame to the Los Angeles National Safety Council as a traveling display. And apparently some of the car was supposedly left in storage around 1960, and then it caught fire. But then it disappeared. Like, this is like just a crazy story. But yeah, no, I'm looking at the picture right now, and it's very clear that no one would have survived the accident. So if you want to touch on the accident, be my guest. Be my guest.
My guest. Be my guest.
Eat the gray stuff. Because everyone loves gray stuff.
It's true. It's true.
So anyway, the accident.
The accidente. It was a freak accident. Dean was barreling along Route 46 at an estimated 85 miles per hour. Not fast by today's means, very fast for the day, and in a car that is pretty much a tin can with a huge engine. And a guy named Donald Turnspeed was a student from California Polytechnic State University, was driving a Ford Tudor and decided to make a sudden turn on Route 41, and the impact sent the Ford almost 40 feet down the road and ejected him from the Porsche. Dean was pronounced dead on arrival at Paso Robles War Memorial Hospital at 6:20 p.m. And despite the car being a total loss, or declared a total loss by the insurance company, the car was sold, and you touched on that, and wherever its parts went, like carnage was said to ensue, right? So, that's every part that people have put in their car from this car, they've declared cursed. So, kind of interesting.
Right. Well, Barris claims that he bought the frame from Dean's family, like what was allegedly left of the majority of the car. But it was on display once, and it actually injured and killed a bystander, a truck driver named George Barkis. It just like fell over while it was on display and crushed him.
Oh, jeez.
Crushed him like a worm. A worm.
A what?
It bit a worm. Once more. Worm. It does seem kind of like, I don't know. I don't know if I believe that like a car was actually doing this or if it was cursed. I mean, there's no reason for it to be cursed. If like, well, I was about to say if someone had died in it, but obviously we just discussed that, it's James Dean's car and he died in it, or died, from a collision. But, like when he died, it wouldn't have been cursed if he was the reason behind the curse. So I don't know if I believe more that the car is cursed or just mishandlings, and like, why are we, I get it that he was famous and had a grand old career, but why keep some of these things? Why sell them? Why make money?
Why?
I mean, if it can't even hold itself together to fall, that it's going to fall over and crush someone.
Let's
think a little bit.
Yeah, it's true. But like this, and in so many of these urban legends, it seems that there is some sort of inanimate object that has a curse attached to it, and people seem to like that a lot. And you look at that with so many things in modern cinema that they've discussed. There was that one. It was supposed to be an old Jewish wine cabinet that was cursed, and we found out that was actually not real. Right? That was just all trumped up stuff. You and I have done failed cursed episodes on things on eBay. People are always toting hauntings and cursings on
Right? I've actually got that pulled up right now because I knew you wanted to touch on alleged big air quotes, cursed objects that are clearly not cursed. I don't know how else to say it, but like the number one thing on this list and in a previous episode that never got released, so here you go, folks, was a sexy spirit bra. And the bra reportedly contains the spirit of a sexy woman, and wearing it will allegedly ensure not just great support, but a constant stream of admiration and gifts. This bra was made in the 1950s. It's a size 32A, so you've, got to be rather petite to harness its powers. But apparently, you can place the bra by a lit white candle. Gotta be white for some reason, I guess, to match the bra. Next to this candle, and you can see her spirit in full body apparition. And the seller notes, this is an actual eBay listing that you can still look up to this day. The seller notes that if you break out a red candle, you can sometimes have an erotic encounter with the spirit. And then the notes say, sounds scary. I mean, like, if you're trying to do that, I don't know how scary that is. That's more like...
Yeah.
Try porn, folks. I don't know what else to say. Like,
again, it just sounds like Ghostbusters.
Get a girlfriend.
Yeah.
But even more so, like, okay, I'm sure a ton of people listening are like, oh, wow, a car? Oh, wow, a bra? Okay. I'm about to dive to the bottom of the barrel. There's a haunted Ziploc bag.
Why just
$25.
go right to the bottom of the barrel? There's so many other ones you could have done. That one is the roughest one.
Because this is like... Okay, a few months ago when Splash Mountain was closing down because they're about to update it to Tiana's Bayou Adventure or whatever for The Frog and the Princess, people were selling jars of Splash Mountain water for thousands of dollars because the ride was closing.
I don't get it.
This is right there with that. A Ziploc bag? Man, I don't care what happened to it. It ain't haunted. But this is what it says. You can use the Ziploc bag for restoration. The seller has discovered that it will purify and revive food items such as Cheetos, sandwiches, pizza, chopped veggies, and even granola. The ad says that it's haunted, but it may not actually involve a ghost. What? What do you mean? But you can stick a loved one's hair inside and keep them safe. It can help heal them if they ever get hurt. And get this, you can buy the bags in sets of 3, 6, and 9. So like, are multiple haunted, or folks, don't ever buy haunted Ziploc bags. That's just the point of the story.
That one's a bad one. You remember the haunted, was it Elsa doll? Is that what it is?
Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah, we talked about that. We did that one, right? But
I believe
these folks
that was the one
might
that
not
only
have remembered it.
spoke Spanish and stuff.
Yeah, but again, go back and listen to our old episodes, but definitely
Spiced pineapple.
Definitely check it out. You know what I mean?
Ugh.
It's it's again talking about
I mean, some dolls, some objects, sure, they can have a curse, they can be haunted. I'm not denying some of that. Like, obviously, big ones like Annabelle, which we're going to discuss this season. We've already decided.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to this car, when it comes to lingerie and Ziploc bags and just so much of that, I feel like is a cash grab. I mean, if it was someone else's car, let's just put this into perspective of who James Dean was. He was big time. If this was just a regular person who got in a car wreck, I mean, you don't see on the news someone buys a car and they get in a car wreck and they, put it in museums and keep all the parts and it does all this stuff. Like, no one cares about Peter Poopy Pants's
Peter Poopy Pants, huh?
Ferrari. I feel like this is a new issue of Captain Underpants, and that's the villain.
Peter
Poopy Pants.
Nice. I like that a lot. I like
But
Peter Poopy Pants.
you know what I'm saying? Like if it was just a regular person, I feel like it's just a cash grab, some way to make some money to keep his legend alive. I don't know. Some parts of this car have even been sold as late as March 2020.
It is a piece of American history, and I do appreciate it.
It is, but it's because of the person.
Yeah. Of course it's because of the person, but it's still a piece of American history, and we love a macabre story on top of that. But I think that's as far as it goes, to be brutally honest. Do I think that...
and that piece, by the way, was sold for $387,000.
That's garbage. Yeah, that sounds like people are just
But no one's buying Peter Poopy Pants' muffler.
I have a old Pontiac...
I'll buy the steering wheel.
I have the old Pontiac. Yeah, $200,000. I have an old Pontiac that smells like old farts that people could love. So there's that.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. It's definitely interesting. And
well, some of the car, I don't know exactly how much. Maybe you have this written in your notes, but I know that some of the car, because obviously it's not all intact and parts have been sold and it's not all together, and some's the frame, some's individual unit parts, but some of the car has supposedly disappeared.
Some of the car has supposedly been stolen.
Yeah, exactly? Was it stolen? Did someone forget about it? Did it just finally crumble? I mean, we are talking the 1950s. That's coming up on 80 years old.
Yeah.
And it got demolished. It got totaled.
Mm-hmm. It's true. It did. I don't know.
But I do like the concept of cursed objects and spirits holding on to important pieces of their life while they were living. I just feel like a car that James Dean owned for 3 days before getting killed, I wouldn't hold on to that. 3 days?
I don't know. James Dean was an icon, and his death...
I bought a candy bar 3 days ago, and I'm not going to haunt that.
Well, that's true. I don't think he's haunting it, though.
Probably.
I think that whatever it was the idea of cursed items, especially back when that was purchased, was really huge. And if you think about what was happening, directly after World War II, which this is really soon after World War II. It's even more. This would have been more recent at the time than us talking about the Twin Towers. So in World War II, they talked about the Japanese putting gremlins into different pieces of mechanics that would destroy things, airplanes and things like that, and that kind of psychological sabotage. And so that kind of thing with the feeling of haunting in the mechanics, of cursed mechanics and things like that, I think that was something that was very real. They thought that they were already in the nuclear age and things would be changing soon, and there was a lot of mysticism surrounding, I don't know why, but just mechanics in general. Mechanics, not the mechanic people. I'm talking about mechanical devices.
Yeah.
So it is very interesting, but it is also the sign of those times where you can feel the superstition in it, and I think it's really kind of neat. I think it's cool. I think it's kitschy in a way. I don't think that someone dying from it is great, but I think the notions behind it.
No, the car looked trashed.
Yeah.
You can just. I don't even need to see pictures of the accident or his body or anything. Just from what the car looked like.
Oh yeah, it was destroyed.
It was not a nice scene.
And maybe we'll have pictures of that up on our Instagram page. Maybe
we will.
Unfortunately, because there really isn't a lot to the story besides the nostalgia behind it, there's not too much to talk about.
No, besides diving into other cursed objects, which we definitely want to spend more time doing on future episodes. Like I mentioned, we're going to do one on Annabelle.
Yeah.
I think this is kind of in the more silly category. I mean, no one haunts cars.
Yeah, no one.
Bras.
No one haunts cars. I might haunt one of these cameras though if I die. I might get into one of these cameras because I think that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. I might haunt my camera too.
Yeah, we love cameras. We love cameras.
Toilet.
I mean, thanks for bringing it to our attention today, man. I mean, I think it's cool, no matter what. I think it's
fun.
Pretty cool, and I love cars, and I love Porsche. And just like Steve McQueen, Adam Berardi drives Porsche, just not right now. but soon. And I won't get into an accident again.
Soon. Creep it real.
Bye.
Bye. I like car crashes. There's a lot of metal.
It's very heavy metal. That's very